I also need to mention that I also was like losing track of time. For instance, I would think it would be tomorrow, and then I would be told that it was 4 days later. I actually end up having to have someone coming to my home to help me. And to you, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know who you are. Thank you, thank you. Um, and and so for the first time in my life, at least from my perspective, I sincerely needed some help. Um, so I just wanted, so basically, I did not really get any relief until 2014. And that's when I agreed to start taking medication. And again, I don't remember the timelines. It's all documented. So, um, I'm gonna get close to it. It was So I was on 7 medications, and I was resistant to taking them. I mean, it took me, um, I think, a year to start one medication because, oh yes, this is very important. I did feel violent, and I felt violent because I was so overly sensitive. I was in such pain, and the few people that were around me were unable, or for whatever reason, were not able to respect my boundaries. Were not able to respect because they were so used to seeing me in such a certain way that they were having a hard time. I don't know, but I did not. I wanted to kill somebody. Let me just say it. I felt that I could kill somebody. It's like when I said be quiet, I wanted you to be quiet. When I said that's too loud, it's too loud. And so basically, I was sensitive to everything. I didn't like to be touched. It even hurt to take a shower. So I didn't take shower. It's the longest in my life I went without taking shower. And to the person who a few years later uh, washed my feet, you know who you are. I love you. You are always, you're just so special to me, and you know who you are. Thank you. But anyway, so now, and yes, I do have hair under my arms for those of you who are freaking out about it. And it really actually, I'm gonna share this story at a later time because I just think it's hilarious and it always brings a smile to me because I actually frightened a child. But we'll get back to that. Focus on the head. Okay, so I want to make sure there's let me pause it. So I was thinking about the things that I had to overcome during the head injury, and that would be headaches. I mean, I still get headaches, but I know how to protect myself to where, like when I get a headache, I take care of it. I don't care what's going on, I take care of it. But I've done a great job of putting myself in a situation where that doesn't happen too often. Also, my depression, that was a battle, and I'm gonna make a video specifically about that. Um, so now I made it into a positive. So basically, I no longer refer to it as I refer to it as my head elevation because one of the most significant things that happened, and I wanted to make sure I get all the dark side out because it was real, and um, I'm gonna put it this way. Not only did I want to hurt people, I wasn't going to allow that to happen. So that's one of the reasons I accepted the medication because I did not want to hurt anyone. I mean, I would prefer to hurt myself. And actually, I did think about it. I thought about at one point, I talked to the Most High and I said, listen, if it's my time to go and if it's my time to check out, if it's my time to, then I'm okay with that. But I refuse. I am not going to live in this type of pain to where I even consider taking my own life. Um, and then I just remember, and I will share this part because it was a turning point in my life at crossroads because, and I actually can see it was one of those moments, a very private moment where, I had a lot of falls too. I didn't talk about it very much, but because I continued to try to keep going, I would fall. Um, and that's documented. Not all the falls are documented, but so anyway, I had ended up on the floor and I was crawling, trying to, get up and to move. And I was crying with my face in the floor. And I remember I was very angry with the Most High. I was angry with the God I believed in at the time, because I felt like, here I have been living your word. I've been doing everything according to your, I just don't understand. And then one thing I felt, and one thing that I knew, is that the Most High was not going to leave me in that position. It was not. And from that moment forward, I started to fight to get my life back, to fight to get my health back. And yeah, and so I took all the medications. So I'm happy to say today I am down to 2 medications. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I've been just taking myself off because, I'll maybe go into detail about it later. I think the other thing that changed, and I need to really say this part, after my head injury, something really changed. I was very sensitive to things. It's like I woke up. I saw things differently. I saw the matrix, the fake matrix. It's like everything just kind of flashed before my eyes, and I just could recognize things. And this was not too long after my head injury, when I was in bed and resting, and I would come to consciousness, and I started having what paranormal experiences. Now, I've always had paranormal experiences, but I was not believed, so I always downplayed it, and that's why this doing this channel is so important to me, because I'm going to be expressing and sharing some of the things that I experience, and it's not important. It's important to me that I get it out, and so I started seeing, like, I would speak. Well, I'm not going to get into that, because I know I don't want to. I want to save that for later. But basically, I woke up. That is just real. I woke up. I don't know how to explain it, and I just knew things. I just knew. I wasn't sure how I knew, and I just started having these experiences and seeing things and places, and everything that I had experienced was just becoming more real, and I just started understanding things in a way that I hadn't understood before. And so yeah. So that's why I call it my head elevation now. And that's how, if I do refer to it, that's how I'll be referring to it from here on out. I'll be calling it my head elevation. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. And really, I told myself that I was going to do this because it's important that I do it. And I'm actually very proud of myself, and for fighting to get better in spite of, whatever oppositional forces I may have been against. And yeah, I think I'm gonna, just call it, wrap it up. I'm glad I did this. So, for those of you who are wondering, that's what it was, and things were really difficult. And so it was probably about 2000. Well, depends on what you would say. I would probably say 2016 is really when I started feeling more confident about accepting, my present state, as far as, and that's where I am now. I accept where I am, and I'm very grateful. Thank you for watching Self-Expression by Aja. I appreciate you. I love you, and talk to you soon.